and welcome to LCTV News. I'm Jennifer Adler. In this edition of LCTV News, raw arts to participate in the Bar Clarman, Massachusetts Arts Initiative, the 5th annual Stop the Violence Peace Walk, Arts After Hours interviews, and more. Raw Arts will be one of 29 Massachusetts arts organizations to participate in the Bar Clarman, Massachusetts Arts Initiative. The $25 million investment is to strengthen financial health and capacity of Massachusetts arts organizations. Raw Arts was the recipient of a 3-year unrestricted operating grant. This grant will help with training and technical assistance, and Raw Arts will also be eligible for supplemented funds for targeted research, capacity building, and pilot projects. Raw's engagement in the initiative will begin with 2 grants totaling $450,000 from the Bar and the Clarman Family Foundation over the next 3 years. The Bar Clarman, Massachusetts Arts Initiative extends a partnership that began in 2012 when the Bar Foundation and the Clarman Foundation launched the Bar Clarman Arts Capacity Building Initiative, a multi-year investment to strengthen the long-term financial health of a group of 30 Boston area arts organizations. Ward 6 Councilor Pete Capano will be stepping down from City Council next month. Capano won the state representative seat for the 11th Essex District in last month's election. With Capano leaving the council, there have been several candidates emerging as possible replacements for his council seat, including current assistant football coach at LYNN Classical, Fred Hogan, Donald Castle, a founding member of Protect Our Reservoir Preserve Pine Grove, and LYNN Water and Sewer Commissioner Board, David Ellis. Capano could hold on to his council seat until next year's election, but at this time it's believed that Capano will not do so. During last night's City Council meeting, the City of Lynn's Chief Financial Advisor, Michael Bertino, asked the Council to authorize borrowing $4.5 million this year. This comes after the city had to borrow $9.5 million to balance the 2018 fiscal budget. The City of Lynn borrowed $14 million to close its budget deficit after the approval of a home rule petition earlier this year. Bertino, along with Mayor McGee, recommended that the city borrow the remaining $500,000 on the loan. The council plans to vote on whether or not they will borrow the loan during the next City Council meeting on October 23rd. Members of the council expressed their frustration on the lack of communication regarding balancing the budget. Ward 1 Councilor Wayne Losey, ongoing into the 2020, expressed that he, along with other council members, do not want to be surprised like they have been the past 2 years. From the Lynn PD police log, LYNN Classical, LYNN Tech, and Fecto Leary schools were in a secure and hold yesterday after Lynn Police received information that a parent made non-specific threats, according to Lynn Police Lieutenant Michael Kimmick. A man whose child attends Lynn Public Schools made comments to a social worker which were concerning to school officials. Lynn Police are seeking to arrest the man. The lockdowns were lifted and school got back to regular operations. 2 individuals were arrested after reported breaking and entering at former Daily Item on Tuesday, October 9th. Lynn Police received a call around 3:30 p.m. that a male and female broke into the building on 38 Exchange Street. According to Sergeant Dave McEnany, the caller informed Lynn Police that 2 individuals got into the building by using the back door of the loading dock. No possessions were stolen and the 2 had no weapons. Lynn Police are currently investigating a shooting that occurred Saturday morning on Jefferson Street. Janet Rowe, Lynn's city clerk and election chief, sat down with LCTV to inform the city on early voting for the upcoming election and voter registration. Here is Janet Rowe with the election PSA.
Hi, I'm Janet Rowe, the city clerk and chief of elections here in the city of Lynn. And I have a few things that I want to go over with you about the state election on November 6th. The first thing I want to tell you about is early voting. We are going to be having early voting for 2 weeks before Election Day on November 6th. It will begin on Monday, October 22nd, and run through Friday, November 2nd. The voting will take place during regular City Hall business hours, which are 8:30 to 4 p.m. On Tuesdays, we're open till 8 at night, and Fridays we close at 12:30. So you'll be able to come in anytime during those 2 weeks, during those hours, to cast your ballot for the November 6th election. We're going to be checking people in right outside of the election door, which is room 203, and we're going to have people go into the rear of the auditorium. If you have not been to the auditorium, it's a beautiful space. It's private, it's quiet, and we figure if we set the voting booths up there, it would be a nice transition to check in and just go right out the side door, which will bring you to the lobby. So we're hoping that that's going to be a smooth operation and there'll be no lines and no waiting. So we're hoping that you'll join us for those 2 weeks before the election day. The second thing that I want to talk about is voting by absentee ballot. The absentee ballots are in right now. So if you'd like to come in and vote, please come down and do so. If for any reason you're not going to be able to make it to early voting or you cannot make it on November 6th, please come down and cast your ballot by absentee ballot. You can also request it by mail by downloading the application from the website, calling us, we'll send you the application. As soon as we get your signature back on that, we'll send the ballot right out to you. It only costs 68 cents for you to mail it back to us, and it's just another option for you to vote. The other thing I want to touch on is the last day to register to vote, which is October 17th. Now that's on a Wednesday, and our office will be open till 8 o'clock that night. So if you're not registered to vote or you know someone who's not registered to vote, please send them down before October 17th at 8 p.m. And the final thing I'd like to talk about is the city website. We have some great information about every department in the city, but I'd like you to be able to go on there and check off Chief of Elections, go to voter registration, you'll be able to put your name and address in there, and it will come up with your political party, whether you're an active voter. You'll also see the ballot. And it's a good idea to read through the ballot to know who's running for office. It's also a great idea to check out the questions because there are 3 of them and they're lengthy. So if you at least can read them all and be prepared before you get out to vote, it'll save you some time and save us time. So if you don't have access to a computer, please call our office. We have election specialists here, Karen and Mary, who are ready, willing, and able to answer any questions you might have. You can change your address over the phone, you can find out your political party, and also where you are supposed to vote. So I hope that I've given you some options on voting this year, whether it be by absentee ballot or joining us down here at City Hall for 2 weeks to vote, or making your way out to your polling location on November 6th. So I thank you so much for listening, and please don't forget to vote. Thank you.
On this week's Community Connector, we highlight the 5th annual Stop the Violence Peace Walk.
Let's wake it up, people. Let's go. Stop the violence! Stop the violence! Stop the violence! Stop the violence! Stop the violence!
No. So we're here at the Stop the Violence 5th annual Peace Walk, having a good time. You know, this was dedicated to the memory of Romel. You know, it's a lot of people here. The community came together, and you know, there's a lot of food, there's a lot of hot dogs, and you know, we're having fun. We're united. It's Lynn United, and we're definitely putting an end to the violence here in the city of Lynn.
Nobody else can ever take away.
It's an absolute honor for me to participate in this very important event. In my view, I feel like this march and this event right here is all about sending a message about what this community stands for, what we believe in.
The memories you left here to stay. Hey, hey.
We just hope we can send the message out that people will put down the guns and not do this stuff. And a message is sent today to the young kids that we want you around for a long time. We don't want no more of these bad events.
You would hear that from around the alleys. We was on Hamilton, yeah. We was gonna make it.
I'm so happy what the community respond to me. I'm so happy when everybody do it, because not just for my son, it's for everybody. Because Lynn is a big community and everybody have to be together.
Always thinking of you. Nobody else can ever take.
I'm so proud. I feel like little bit good because, you know, my son is my son. I never forget. But everything they do for me and for my son, I never think about this. But I'm so happy, and I'm happy.
To stay. Romel, you know we love you. Sing along.
Violence is not good for nobody. The violence have to stop. No more violence. Lynn is a good community, and we have to live in peace.
We support our families, we support our young people, we support our young adults, and we want to send a message that violence is not part of our fabric. It's not who we are, it's not what we're about. And so I'm just thrilled to be here and thrilled to be a part of it.
The importance of this is real big, that each year we get bigger and bigger and more people come out and are involved in the walk, and just the message is being sent to everyone that we want to stop the violence in the city.
Nobody else can ever take away the memories you left here to stay.
The Lynn Economic Opportunity held their Fiesta De LEO at the Lynn Museum on September 27th, and LCTV was on the scene.
I'm Brigitta Damon, CEO at Leo, and we're here tonight at our Fiesta De LEO. We're very excited. We've changed our theme, and it's a street carnival, and we're very excited to be out here in the community, meeting new people, and just having a great time, all to support the families and programs at Leo, our Head Start, fuel assistance and weatherization, and to make sure that people in the community know the services we offer, and they're coming out to support us as well.
Hi, my name is Julie Haybison, and I work for Lynn Economic Opportunity, LEO, and I'm in the Office of Development and Communications, and we're so excited to be at the Lynn Museum tonight having Fiesta De LEO, which we've been planning for a long time, something that really honors the heritage of the community, on the idea of a Mexican street fair. So we have tons of games, henna tattoos, a taco bar, we've got margaritas, and hopefully people are coming and they're generous to our mission, which is to elevate and alleviate the situation of a lot of our fellow community members in Lynn.
I'm Lisa McFadden. I'm the Director of Development and Communications at Leo. And I feel so privileged to be here and to be among a community that shows this type of support. Leo has been here in the Lynn and surrounding communities since 1965. We've been responsible for Head Start education for over 400 children annually, and we do an increasing amount of community outreach within our neighborhoods and with especially the immigrant population here in Lynn.
Hi, I'm Darlene Gallant. I'm the Community Services Director. I oversee fuel assistance, advocacy, homeless services, emergency funds, crisis. We work with whoever comes through the door and their problems. And if we can't do it, we refer them out. I think that most people don't think they can come in because they're working or they own their own home, but those are exactly the people we're trying to reach right now.
The Rainbow Adult Day Healthcare held their Baron Day, a celebration of the Khmer culture, and LCTV was on the scene.
Hi everybody, I'm Johnston Mao. I'm the marketing director here at the new Rainbow Adult Day Healthcare of Lynn, Mass. And today is a special day. We have a big event going on. It's called Boran Day, which is basically an ancient traditional day where we get to relive how it was back in ancient Cambodia. And behind me are the participants here at the new Adult Day Healthcare. We've been open up for 5 months now, and this week is a holy Buddhist week, and we had so much fun, games, everybody got together. So we want to share with the community that we are now a part of this, and the new Adult Day Healthcare serves everybody in the North Shore area. So please come on and check us out, and hope to hear you guys soon. Thank you.
On this week's Lynn Lowdown, host David Riley Jr. sat down with John Nicketh and Samantha Gambasini of Arts After Hours. Here's this week's Lynn Lowdown.
Welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. Today we're here to talk about the next production from Arts After Hours, which is going to be The Little Shop of Horrors, running from October 19th through November 3rd. And I am joined by John and Samantha. Thanks for joining me today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
So much for having us, David.
So Arts After Hours has been making a name for itself down in the downtown for a number of years now, helping to add to the revitalization in the cultural district here in downtown Lynn. So a lot of people have heard about Arts After Hours, but for those who haven't, in a nutshell, what is Arts After Hours?
Arts After Hours is Lynn's theater company. We are really the only people doing this in downtown Lynn. We're part of the Downtown Lynn Cultural District, and this is our 8th season of doing what I would call professional theater. We're technically a community theater, but the quality of our productions is meant to bring the very best to the downtown. So we do musicals, we've done Shakespeare in the past, we do crazy Halloween shows like Little Shop, which bring in crowds who come to the Salem Halloween festivities. We have done some very serious shows as well. We just got done with a production of Kings, which was an original show written by a member of our board, Britt Christopher, which deals with the topic of sexual abuse, very timely with what's going on in the country right now. So in addition to that, we also do youth workshops. We did 4 youth workshops this summer that were free to any students in the Lynn Public Schools. We had one on auditioning and one for headshots and resume skills, which is sometimes out of reach financially for some folks. We had one on the business of theater and one on lighting design. So our goal is to not just put on shows, but to engage the city around the experience of creating and experiencing live theater.
And you're really correct. Like, I've been to a number of shows myself, and you guys put on a fantastic production. Every time I've gone, I've been really, I walk away and I'm entertained, I'm impressed. I've gone to a couple of the Shakespeare ones that you guys have done. I remember going to Cannibal the Musical a while back. They're always fantastic shows. I try to go at least once a year, and I'm actually going to Little Shop on, I believe it's the 28th. Cool. So I'm going to take in the show as well.
Yeah, we'd like to think of ourselves as a little outside the box. We're not a North Shore Music Theater. You won't see Peter Pan or Christmas Carol. Some of our stuff is a little edgy. We try to add our own little creative edge to it, be on the innovative side of things. So it's not something we see being done anywhere else in the city, or not necessarily from the North Shore. So we're excited about this upcoming show.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the auditorium here, but you're right. Like, in terms of non-musical entertainment, you guys are like just about the only ticket in town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we do have the intimacy of the Black Box, of course, the Neil Rantoul Black Box Theater that we rent from the LynnArts building, and it's such a different experience than anyone who's used to going to see theater at the Lynn Auditorium, right, which is an enormous, 1,000 seats in there, but in our Black Box, we're lucky to get 100. And you've seen it, David. It's super intimate. You're right up close with it, and this production is definitely going to bring that same level of intimacy and right up with the actors as all of our shows in the past. Maybe a little bit more.
Sometimes the fun is the experience of hearing the people sitting around you reacting to the show, and when you only have 100 people in the room, you're having this shared experience, which is different from being at a. I love the Lynn Auditorium. I was just at a show there, but when you're being in a cast of 1,000 versus people who you can see their reactions, you can. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, you can see all the reactions on their faces, hear the laughter, the crying, whatever emotion you might be drawing out of them. So this production itself has been going on in one form or another, in one location or another, for about 30 years. Developed by Howard Ashman and Alan Menken. And for people that are in like my generation, we're very familiar with them. They've done a lot of music for like 90s Disney movies, so a lot of us are familiar. We'll sing along with them. What kind of music did they bring to this dark black comedy from the 60s?
You're definitely going to hear some Alan Menken in there. There's one point in the show where every time Audrey sings it, I'm like, you know, that's a little bit like Ariel from Little Mermaid. I'm calling you out. But yeah, there's super relatable music. You know, a lot of essence from the 50s and 60s and a little bit of 70s rock in there too. Every piece sort of has its own genre and it's paying homage to a different idea or style or era of music. And of course, it came alive really with the 1980s film starring Rick Moranis. So there's definitely some rock and roll 70s and 80s elements that have slipped in there that you'll definitely see.
And about how many musical numbers are in this show?
Well, there's a lot of dancing, a lot of singing. I would say upwards of 12 total musical numbers, though I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. You won't be counting. You'll be so immersed that you won't need to count. There's a lot of dancing, a lot of singing. And like I said, they're right there in front of you. These actors are 2 feet away from you, belting these high notes flawlessly. So it'll be right up in your face. You won't have time to count.
So it'll be dancing. I'm assuming a lot of laughing too, because it's based on a comedy film.
Yeah, it's definitely funny. There's a lot of quirky little moments, but you know, there's a danger of doing a film, a musical like this that's based on such an iconic film, right? You can easily just hit copy and paste onto the stage as much as possible. You can copy exactly what Rick Moranis was doing. You can do all the same things that the original Audrey 2 did in the movie. We really like to take our own Arts After Hours spin on it and make it our own, suited for a black box, suited for our audiences in Lynn, but also the tourists that are coming to experience the spooky side of the North Shore. We want them to get a kick out of it too. So it's definitely revitalized from the traditional stage show into a more funky, sci-fi, spectacular Arts After Hours style. And with our particular production, audiences that are familiar with Little Shop as a whole and have seen the movie and maybe even the show a couple times are definitely in for a surprise, because we did not go traditional, and we've got some extra little surprises thrown in there that audiences will see when they come.
And so obviously you guys have a big cast for this as well. Want to take a minute to talk about your cast a little bit?
Yeah, so we have a cast of 8, which is probably the smallest number that Little Shop could actually be done with, actually. We have an amazing set of urchins. These are sort of the street urchins that serve as a Greek chorus throughout the whole show. They're singing in tight 3-part harmony. They're singing in many different styles, dancing all over the stage. And they're in the show, but then they're also kind of pulled out to help narrate the story. Because at the end of the day, we're still trying to tell this tale of Seymour, a botanist who is really poor, works in a plant shop, and just wants to get to the other side of things, wants to see what it's like to not have to struggle and sleep in a shoddy place and, you know, eat scraps for food. And so they are able to take us on that journey with him through means of breaking the fourth wall, directly addressing the audience. Our Audrey 2 is amazing. He has played Audrey 2, the plant, a couple times as the voice, and our rendition is certainly giving him a way to strut his stuff a little bit more. And actually, his wife is playing Audrey, coincidentally. We got this really good duo of actors. Our Seymour is an amazing actor from Revere named Jason Hairwin. And then our dentist actually came to us recently. He moved from Texas. So he's sort of a new member of the North Shore community, and we're excited to show him off too.
All right, so fortunately 10 minutes goes pretty quick. We got to wrap this up. Yeah. But for people that are interested in going, how do they get tickets? Just really quick.
You can go to artsafterhours.com, and there's a link there to buy tickets for the show. You can also buy what we call the card, Arts After Hours, which is a season pass, which gives you access to all of our productions as well as our 2 special events, which is the Snowball, which is a Christmas holiday-themed party, and the Meatball, which happens in the summertime on the roof deck of the V&A building downtown. Beautiful view of downtown. So that's your best bargain, but you can buy tickets for this show individually as well.
And come join us. We really want people to know, in Lynn especially, that we're here to be a response to what they want to see in this style of theater. And we just want people to come to our events, get to know us, tell us what they think, and hopefully come see the shows and support us in that way and get what they need to get out of it.
And while you're seeing the show, go to a restaurant downtown. Part of we also want to revitalize to bring money to the downtown economy as well. That's also part of why we're here.
So again, this is running from October 19th through November 3rd. It's after hours presenting the Little Shop of Horrors. Come on out, enjoy a night out, help support the arts in downtown. And thanks again to you guys for joining me.
Thanks.
And
pleasure to be.
That's it for this edition of the Lynn Lowdown. I'm going to send it back to the studio.
And now for some upcoming local events. LCTV will be holding an advanced class on DSLR video on Wednesday, October 17th and October 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. This advanced class is for members only with limited space. Those who are interested should sign up by going to lctv.org. On Thursday, October 18th from 7 to 9 p.m., the Mount Carmel and Golden Fleece Masonic Angel Funds will be hosting a paint and sip fundraiser night at Old Time Italian Cuisine. The fundraiser is to benefit the Mount Carmel and Golden Fleece Angel Funds. Come down to Lynn Community TV on Monday, October 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. for a night of performances from Lynners. Anyone interested in participating should contact David Riley Jr. or go to lyntv.org for more information. Thank you for watching the LCTV News. I'm your host, Jennifer Adler. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and go to our website, lyntv.org, to find out all the great things we're doing here at LCTV. Have a great day.